Good morning everyone and welcome back to part 2 of sugaring of the flowers. Right, yesterday we did these two, or shall I say three, pieces of watercolour paper. We've got a dark, we've got a medium and we've got a light. And I continued and I did the pink as I said I would, in a dark, a medium and a light. See how it's all washed like watercolour? That just looks really lovely. Don't worry about that. If your paper is darker in areas, it just adds to your flowers. And a lot of any imperfection is going to be hidden when we sugar it up. So we've got the yellow, we've got the pink, and as I said, I was going to do the blue. So we have 3 shades of that as well. This is the one that I added a little bit of purple to. Light is quite difficult today, so I'm trying to do the best that I can. And then on this one, I just washed my brush out again like the yellow one. So I was quite literally cleaning my brush on the paper with just water and getting out any pigment that was left on my brush. Right, so now that the paper is done, I'm going to use the die that I showed you yesterday, and I'm going to get as many flowers as I can out of these. And we're also going to be using today Moxie glitter. This stuff is from Tuesday Morning, but any clear soft glitter will do. There's one by Ranger that I use a lot, and that's called Rock Candy glitter. That one is just as good. We're going to be using stamens from AliExpress. I always get the white ones, then I can just ink the tips or paint the tips whatever colour I want them to be. But I'm just going to be keeping them white today. And of course, my beloved Dollar Tree glue in my little needle tip bottle. I'm going to be using that, and I'm going to be using a pokey tool if I need it. Now, I'm just quickly going to go back to this die because I'm going to show you why I bought it and why I like it so much. See, cuts a tiny little hole into the centre of each one, and that's just enough room for taking out a stamen which has got its little blobby bits at each end of the strings, and you can just bend it in two and thread your string straight through the holes, glue it and fasten it off there, which is why I like this one. I'm going to try and find it again today. I couldn't find it yesterday, but I'm going to try really hard. Right, so I'm going to pause and go off and cut my flowers, and I'll be straight back. Okay, so I've done the yellow ones and I'm now going to run off and do the blue, and I will be back. Okay, so I've completed the yellow, I've completed the blue, and I'll be right back when I've done the pink. Ah, the wonders of technology, and here they all are. There's an awful lot of them. Now, they do come as 5 on the die. I'll just grab the die, and you can lay out all of them up to make a full flower, or you could do just the 3 larger ones and then do 2 smaller ones, or just a single one on its own, so that you've got some variety in your flowers. And that's usually something that I like to do, because you never really know whether you're going for a full garden scene on a card or on an album cover, or whatever it is that you want to do with them. So I'm likely to put these together in a variety of ways. But right now, I've shown you a very pretty picture that, according to technology, took just 30 seconds. And I'm going to put them in their respective piles, and I'll be back to shape and dip them in glitter. Okay, I'm back, and I've got my project mat back down again. I've got a piece of, this is aquarium foam, usually fits in filters. You can find this on AliExpress. And I've got a balling tool, which I've had for a very long time. You can also get these on AliExpress. And I thought we'd do a pink one first. So finding the correct size pieces, which I think these are them, going down in size. Yes, I've got 5 on my mat here. Now, because these have got serrations in them, you don't want to overwork them, otherwise they could break. Right, so using my big one for the big flower, you just simply go into the middle of the petal and push. It's that easy. If you've got hand or wrist problems, this is not going to hurt you at all. Just really, really gently. This aquarium foam is not a firm foam. It's really soft and squidgy. Now, I might use the smaller end to do that one. But all I've done is push them down. That's absolutely it. And I'm going to make this one a full 5 one. And to do that, I'm just going to take my foam out of the way for a minute, because we're going to use some glue and a stamen. And I'll get my stamen out of my jar and show you that so that you can see what it looks like. You usually have to hang on to them. They're usually tied together. But it's quite a delicate thing, as you can see. And all I do is fold it in half. Now, you can put as many stamens as you want to, and I'm actually using 2, so I'm going to have like 4 little bits poking out of my flower, and I'm just happy to leave mine white. So there they are. So that basically is what will be poking out of my flower. Now, first of all, I'm going to assemble my flower, but I'm just going to pop those there. Put the lid on that. And all I use is my Dollar Tree glue in my needle tip bottle from AliExpress. And I start with the larger one first. And I just dot a bit of glue around the edge of the hole. And then take your second one, pop it down. Make sure you can see your holes through there. You can turn it upside down to make sure that they're even. And then give it a press. And that's that one. If you want to, and it's easier for you, you can apply your glue to the cup section and press it down. You always have to remember that when I'm doing anything on camera, I can't really see. So if I move it off camera for a few seconds just so that I can see what I'm doing, then you have to excuse me, but I really need to get it sort of like offset. So as you can see, that one is offset, and I'll just hold that up for a minute. There you go. And because it's got a lot of petals, I'm just wondering where I put my pokey tool. Hang on a second. There it is. It was hiding underneath my glitter. And because your glue is white, it can sometimes confuse where the hole is. Now, I can see that my hole is there now, so I've got that on straight. So I'm happy with that. This Dollar Tree glue does set up quite quickly, and I flip that over again. If you want to be an absolute perfectionist with your flowers, then you can ink both sides or paint both sides of your cardstock so that no one can see. And if I was going to create something that was going to be seen, then I absolutely would make sure that I inked or painted both sides of my cardstock. But for what I have planned for tomorrow, that is not going to be the case. So I'm just happy to do this. Now I'm moving that across, and I found the hole there. So I know that everything is stuck down where it should be, and that is going to set. So excuse my throat. Let's see if we can have a close-up. Put my hand in there. We've got a lot of shadow. I'm wondering if I should close the blind on the other side of my room. But that is what it looks like at the moment. And at this point, you can thread through your stamens. So here they are. And this hole in general that's in the flower die, which is why I said I like it so much, is usually sufficient for you to just be able to poke your stamens straight through. Now, having said that, and being on camera, it may not happen, because you know what life's like. If it's going to happen, somebody else is watching, and only one has gone through. So I do use my pokey tool in situations like this to assist it. So anyway, you want to twist it around as much as you can to make it feel like it's just one piece of thread. I'm going to position that there, and then I'm going to poke it with my tool, and hopefully it's going to go through. And it's not, like I said, camera. That's what it is. It's because you're all watching me. Oops. Wow. I always say, if you're going to have a disaster, you should share it with everyone. I'll try again. Let's hope we got it this time. Yes, we did. And down it goes. And there you can see the stamens, and you've got 2 there, which will give you 4 little heads that you can spread out. Now what I do now is I turn it over and I pop some Dollar Tree glue there. And I allow that to set all the way around the hole while the flower is upside down. And that will set overnight. And then I just come in with my scissors and I will just snip that off. That's all you have to do. Now I'm going to do one more. In fact, I'll do a pale blue one this time. Try to get in camera shot. And this time I'm just going to do a 3 one. Make sure I've got all my right sizes here, so that I'm not getting confused. Yeah, I think that's correct. Yes, right. So I'm talking to myself again. They do say that's the first sign of madness. I disagree. I talk to myself and my dogs an awful lot, because my husband's at work all day, and so I'm kind of like here in the middle of the countryside in Florida, and got a very big garden, and there's a few hundred feet between myself and the neighbours, so I tend to talk to myself an awful lot. Right, so we've got the next size down, and I'll call that one the medium, and we're going to do exactly the same thing again by gluing that. And I'm looking at the clock there, and I've been going for 13 minutes. So you've seen the basics of putting these together, of painting the paper, and tomorrow I'll come back with them all finished. But before I go, I'm going to put some glitter onto the one that's just upside down there with the stamen. So there's a pale blue one just done as a 3, so that like if you get lots together, you've kind of got, you know, it's just nice. It's nice to have singles as well. So what I'm going to do while I'm holding this in my hand, and that stamen will dry in there, I'm going to get my paper plate. I'm going to move my foam. I like to do it this way, and I'm just going to put some of my Moxie glitter down, and I've got a spoon in case I need it. But you can see it looks like sugar, which is why I call them sugar flowers, and this is one of my favourite glitters. Other than that, I would have to say that it's probably the Tim Holtz rock candy glitter, because I do like clear stuff, and to be able to see if I've painted or created anything. Can you see I'm putting glitter here? It's alright, I keep going off camera trying to see what I'm doing. And when you use a clear type glitter, you can just see everything that you've done, and it just looks pretty. Well, I think it does. So I've done that. That's just glue, and now we're going to just splodge it down into our glitter. Isn't that nice? It's very satisfying. It even leaves a pretty pattern look in the glitter. And that is what we've got until it's dry. And I may even get a brush and completely brush some of the petals and just dunk them in, so that I've got variations of glitter. See if we can get a close-up. There. But when that stamen's dry and I cut it, I can lift those petals up just a little bit more. But I'm going to be back tomorrow to show you all of the ones that are finished, because there's an awful lot of them on my desk, and we'll make that card. You have a great day. As usual, all links below. Bye.